Hello, and welcome to O.P Reviews. Today we'll be talking about top 5 anime and their plots. Number 1. Code Geass. The story is set in an alternative timeline where the world has become split into three superpowers: the Holy Britannian Empire, the Chinese Federation, and the European Union. The story takes place after the Holy Britannian Empire conquest on Japan on August 10, 2010, by means of the Britannians' newest weapon, the autonomous armored knight, or nightmare frame. In turn, Britannia effectively strips Japan and its citizens of all rights and freedom, renames the country Area 11 with its citizens referred as 11s. Liouch VI Britannia is an exiled Britannian prince who was sent as a bargaining tool to Japan, along with his sister Nunali VI Britannia by his father. Nunali witnessed the murder of her mother, Mariani, which caused her to lose both her sight and ability to walk. This makes it difficult for Liouch because he must take care of her while on the run in Japan during the war. After the war, in the ruins of the Japanese city, he then vows to his Japanese friend Suzaku Korurugu that he will one day obliterate Britannia. 7 years later, Liouch, now a popular yet withdrawn student at Ashford Academy by the name of Liouch Lamperouge, gets caught up in a terrorist attack and finds a girl called Cece, who saves Liouch's life from the Britannian Royal Guard by making a contract with him that grants Liouch a power known as Geass. This power, also known as Power of Kings, allows him to command anyone to do whatever he wants, whether bending their will to live, fight, or die, on his behalf, though only once and only through direct eye contact. Liouch decides to put his Geass to use and find the person who killed his mother, destroy the Britannian Empire, and to create a better world where Nunali can live happily. In the process, Liouch becomes Zero, a mass vigilante and the leader of the resistance movement known as Black Knights, gaining popularity and support among the Japanese on his way towards the rebellion of Britannia. Number 2. Cowboy Bebop. In 2071, roughly 50 years after an accident with a hyperspace getaway made Earth almost uninhabitable, humanity has colonized most of the rocky planets and moons of the solar system. Amid a rising crime rate, the Inner Solar System Police set up legalized contract systems in which registered bounty hunters, also referred to as cowboys, chase criminals and bring them in alive in return for reward. The series protagonists are bounty hunters working from the spaceship Bebop, hence the name Cowboys Bebop, or Cowboy Bebop. The original crew are Spike Spiegel, an exiled former hitman of the criminal Red Dragon Syndicate, and his partner Jet Black, former ISSP officer. They are later joined by Faye Valentine, a con artist, Edward Bwong, an eccentric girl skilled in hacking, and In, a genetically engineered Pembroke Welsh Corgi with a human-like intelligence. Over the course of the series, the team gets involved in a disastrous mishap, leaving them out of a pocket, while often confronting faces and events from their past. This includes Jet's reason for leaving the ISSP and the Faye's past as a young woman from Earth, injured in an accident and cryogenically frozen to save her life. The main story arc focuses on Spike and his deadly rivalry with Geass, an enforcer from the Red Dragon Syndicate. Spike and Geass were once partners and friends. When Spike began an affair with Geass' girlfriend Julia and resolved to leave the syndicate with her, Geass attempted to have Julia kill Spike. Julia goes into hiding to protect herself and Spike, while Spike fakes his death to escape the syndicate, and with the present, Julia comes out of hiding and reunites with Spike. Planning to complete their plan, Geass, having staged and taken over the syndicate, sends hitmen after the pair. Julia is killed, leaving Spike alone. His heartbreak feeds his desire to kill Geass once and for all. Spike leaves the Bebop after saying a final goodbye to Faye and Jet. Upon infiltrating the syndicate, he finds Geass on the top floor of the building. In a final battle, Geass is killed and Spike severely wounded. The series ends as Spike descends the main staircase of a building into the rising sun. He falls to the ground, leaving his ultimate fate ambiguous. Number 3. Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z picks up 5 years after the end of Dragon Ball anime with Son Goku as a young adult, and father to his son Gohan. A humanoid alien named Raditz arrives on Earth in a spacecraft and tracks down Goku, revealing to him he is his long-lost big brother, and that they are members of nearly extinct extraterrestrial race called Saiyans. The Saiyans had sent Goku to Earth as an infant to conquer the planet for them. but he suffered a severe head injury soon after his arrival and lost all memory of his mission, as well as his bloodthirsty Saiyan nature. Goku refused to help Raditz continue the mission, which results in Raditz kidnapping Gohan. Goku decides to team up with his former enemy, Piccolo, in order to defeat Raditz and save his son, while sacrificing his own life in the process. In the afterlife, Goku trains under Kaio-sama, until he is revived by the Dragon Balls a year later in order to save the Earth from Raditz's comrades, Nappa and the Saiyan Prince Vegeta. During the battle, Piccolo is killed along with Goku's allies, and the Dragon Balls cease to exist because of Piccolo's death. Goku arrives at the battlefield late but avenges his fallen friends by defeating Nappa with his new level of power. Vegeta himself enters into the battle with Goku, and after numerous clashes, Goku manages to defeat him as well with the help of Gohan and his best friend Kuririn. At Goku's request, to spare Vegeta's life and allow him to escape Earth. During the battle, Kuririn overhears Vegeta mentioning the original set of Dragon Ball from Piccolo's home planet, Namek, while Goku recovers from his injuries at the hospital. Gohan, Kuririn, and Goku's oldest friend Bulma depart from Namek in order to use the Dragon Balls to revive their dead friends. However, they discover that Vegeta's superior, the Galactic Tyrant Lord Frieza, is already there seeking the Dragon Balls to be granted eternal life. A fully healed Vegeta arrives on Namek as well, seeking the Dragon Balls for himself, which leads to several battles between him and the Frieza's henchmen. Realizing he's overpowered, Vegeta teams up with Gohan and Kuririn to fight Ginyu Force, a team of mercenaries summoned by Frieza. After Goku finally arrives in Namek, the epic battle with Frieza himself comes to a close when Goku transforms into a fabled Super Saiyan and defeats him. And of course there's much more. We shouldn't go much into detail or it'll take the whole video. Number 4. Neon Genesis. In 2015, 15 years after a global cataclysm known as the Second Impact, teenager Shinji Ikari summoned to the futuristic city of Tokyo 3 by his estranged father Gendo Ikari, the director of the Special Paramilitary Force NERV. Shinji witnesses the United Nations force battling on an angel, one of a race of giant monstrous beings whose awakening was foretold by the Dead Sea Scrolls. Because of the angel's near impenetrable force fields, NERV's giant Evangelion biomachines synchronized to the nervous system of their pilots, possessing their own force fields, are the only weapons capable of keeping the angels from annihilating humanity. NERV officer Misato Katsuragi escorts Shinji into the NERV complex beneath the city, where his father pressures him into piloting the Evangelion Unit 01 against the angel without training. Shinji is quickly overwhelmed in the battle, causing the Evangelion to go berserk and savagely kill the angel on its own. Following hospitalization, Shinji moves in with Misato and begins settling into life in Tokyo 3. In his second battle, Shinji destroys an angel but runs away after the battle distraught. Misato confronts Shinji and he decides to remain a pilot. Evangelion Unit 00 is repaired and Shinji tries to befriend its pilot, a mysterious and socially isolated teenager girl named Rie Ayanami. With Rie's help, Shinji defeats another angel. Ritsusuke Akaji, NERV's chief scientist, reveals that the second impact was not caused by a meteor strike as officially reported, but instead resulted when the first angel to arrive on Earth, code-named Adam, exploded in the Antarctic. The pilot of Evangelion Unit 02, teenage girl Asuka Langely Soryu, moves in with Misato and Shinji and joins their fellow pilots in defeating the next angels. Shinji's school friend Toji Suzahara is selected for Unit 03, but during his first test, synchronization with the Evangelion Unit 03 is hijacked by an angel. When Shinji refuses to destroy the rogue unit, his control over Unit 01 is cut off and supplanted by a prototype autopilot system known as the dummy plug system, and his Evangelion rips apart Unit 03, crushing Toju's cockpit. Shinji is devastated and quits piloting the Evangelion, but is forced to return to destroy an angel that has defeated both Asuka and Rei. Asuka loses her self-confidence following her defeat and spirals into a deep depression. This is worsened by her next fight against an angel which attacks her mind. In the next battle, Rei self-destructs Unit 00 and dies to save Shinji's life. Misato and Shinji later visit the hospital where they find Rei alive, proclaiming that she is the third Rei. Misato forces Ritsuzuku to reveal the dark secrets of NERV, the Evangelion graveyard, and the dummy plug system, which operates using clones of Rei. And of course, we don't want to go too much into detail, or it'll take the whole video. Number 5. Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann takes place in the future where Earth is ruled by the Spiral King, Lord Genome, who forces mankind to live in isolation subterranean villages. These villages have no contact with the surface world or other villages and under constant threat of earthquakes. Selected villagers called diggers are conscripted to expand their homes deeper underground. Simon, a meek young digger obstructed by his peers, finds solace in his best friend and older brother figure, an eccentric delinquent named Kamina. Kamina encourages Simon to join his gang, Team Gurren, to help him achieve his dream of visiting the surface world. One day Simon unearthed a jewel-shaped key called a core drill, followed by a small mecha resembled a face called a gunman. Shortly thereafter, a huge gunman crashes through the ceiling and began attacking the village, followed by a girl named Yoko who attempts to repel the gunman. Simon uses his core drill to activate the smaller gunman, and it used to destroy the large gunman and break through the surface world. Simon and Kamina learn from Yoko that humans on the surface are attacked each day by gunmen piloted by beastmen, humanoid creatures who serve as Lord Genome's army. Kamina hijacks a gunman and names him Gurren, combining him with Lagann to form the mecha Gurren Lagann. Their actions inspire other humans to steal their own gunmen and join Team Gurren, which makes Kamina rename it Team Day Gurren. Eventually, Team Day Gurren captures an enemy gunman fortress to use as their base of operations, though Kamina is killed in the preceding battle by one of the Lord Genome's 4 generals. Rosio, a boy from another village, takes over the job of piloting Gurren, but Kamina's death causes Simon to sink into deep depression until he meets Nia, Lord Genome's daughter. Team Day Gurren is initially distrustful of her, but allows her to join. When it becomes apparent that she's abandoned by her father, like many who came before her, Nia helps Simon come to terms with Kamina's death, and the rest of Team Day Gurren prompt him to take up the role as team leader, leading them and other humans who captured other gunmen fortresses to Lord Genome's palace, as the palace itself turns out to be a gigantic gunman called the Lazangan, and launches armies of other gunmen. The human forces hold them off, while Simon, Nia, and Ruzio pilot Gurren Lagann against Lord Genome, who fights them in a similar gunman. When both gunmen are damaged, he himself fights Simon and Lagann with his bare hand. Lord Genome emerges victorious until Simon uses his core drill to defeat him once and for all. Well, that's it for this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button in the face and leave a like in the comment below. Please also tell me what other videos I should make. You could be responsible for the next video. Bye and see you in the next video.